Hey, my name is Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. Thank you for being here today. Today I wanted to go over the Jack Daniels single barrel store pick that I got from Auburn, Alabama at the ABC store. So let's see what we got. So the first big controversy in dealing with Jack Daniels is it a Tennessee whiskey? Is it considered a bourbon? There's some controversy on that, but by all classifications, and I'll kind of walk through that a little bit. Jack Daniels, even though it's a Tennessee whiskey, all the guidelines say that it's a bourbon. And so to meet certain classifications and things, you have to kind of do it in subsets, I would say. So all bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon. And that also goes to Tennessee whiskeys. Not all Tennessee whiskeys may be bourbons, but they could be, depending on the regulations and how they did these. So there's different subsets for the two. So to be a bourbon, you have to be done in the United States. Uh, so yeah, it was done in Tennessee, part of the United States. Check on the box there. It has to be done in a virgin oak charred barrel. Both of them are done in that. Can't go in at over 160 proof into the barrel. Check both of those boxes. Can't be, distributed at less than 80 proof. Checks both of those boxes. And also the time amount in the barrel. Now, what makes Tennessee whiskey maybe a little different, of course, number one, it's done in Tennessee. They also use a charcoal filtration process, which does not exclude it from being a bourbon. It's just a different process that they do with their spirits when they complete. Cooper's Craft does a straight bourbon, which is also charcoal filtered. So the charcoal filtration does not preclude you from being a bourbon. And one of the other things too is formerly in NAFTA, they applied this as a Tennessee whiskey and a bourbon. So you do have this as classified as a bourbon. It's now CUSMA, Canadian, U.S., Mexico agreement. And I'm sure they probably have updated in there. I haven't researched through that. But even Jack Daniels itself kind of classifies it as a bourbon. Doesn't say it on the bottle, but it is a bourbon. Another interesting fact about this is Buddy Brian, Guitars, Whiskey, and Golf, talked about how this is just old number 7. The typical black and white label bottle, 80 proof, Jack Daniels number 7, it's the same exact mash bill. It's just how much more this would be aged and what it's proofed at, with this being a barrel proof, how it came out, which intensifies those flavors. So all that being said, let's get it poured and see what we got. And I'll tell you right off the bat, I am a big fan of the single barrel Jack Daniels. The bottle shop here, I've got some from there. I've got backups of it. It's been one of my favorites this year. ABC happened to run into this, lucky on this. Thank you, Jeremy, for that. Told me, hey, these are some bottles available. Pick that up. Also was able to pick up a private release from Russell's as well. So I ended up getting 2 great bottles, which normally I wouldn't see out of my ABC store except for maybe on a drop day. So let's give this a little smell, see what we got here. And right up the front, you get a lot of banana. The brown Foreman, you're going to get a lot of banana on there. Get some oaks in there. Some cinnamon in there. Let's give it a taste, see what we got. See, this particular bottle comes in at 131 proof, and that can be pretty hot, but for me, I like the proof because it gives me more intense flavors. I get the cinnamon, I get banana in here, I get some caramel in here, I get some oak in here. There's something at 131 proof. It's not super oily to me, but it's got a good mouthfeel on it. I'm trying to identify something on the back of my palate there. Maybe a little bit of a butterscotch note on the back there. You do get a lot of banana in this. Fairly oily. Let's see if I don't know if you can see the oil in that. But very good product. Absolutely love the single barrel proof Jack Daniels. If you have the opportunity, you can usually get them around $70. If you have that opportunity, I would invest in a bottle. I haven't had a bad one yet. I'm actually going to be doing a comparison versus some of the other store picks. I'm lucky enough to have 3 that I've collected this year. One from Fort Stewart out in Hinesville. It's a hero selection. This one from my ABC store. And then there's the one that I got from the bottle shop locally. So I'm going to see, based on my preference, which one of those I liked. And everyone's preference is different on this too. You know, no matter what I may say about something, your flavor profiles and the way that you taste things, the way you experience things, may be a lot different than mine. And you might be like, man, he's full of crap on that. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I know I like sweeter profiled stuff. I know I like something, you know, with a longer finish. And this has a pretty good finish on it too. Proof helps with that. And I know I tend to like higher proof bourbons, and that's just my profile. That's just the way I enjoy things. You can enjoy things totally different. I like bouncing things off of people, especially if they have a different opinion of something I'm tasting, because I want to understand, you know, that helps me understand what they might like too, and say, okay, well, hey, I've tried this and maybe it wasn't my flavor, but I think this will be right up your alley. So I always kind of like that juxtaposition between the two there. Also was able to visit a new store this week, so I'm going to put some video behind the new store, the Whiskey Company here in Columbus, Georgia. They have some interesting things in there. They do have an allocated section, and you know, some of the bottles are, you know, on the higher side, but that's also unfortunately part of the game. You know, the distributors, you have to buy X amount of this before you can get these few bottles. And they have a lot of inventory on stuff, so now they're kind of stuck with that, so they've got to make up some money somewhere, so they get that. But they also had some great prices on some stuff that's just every day on the shelf, so I thought that was pretty nice too. But I thank you for everything you do. We're almost at 400 subscribers as of this morning, which is phenomenal. I appreciate all your input into things, your comments, what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. At 500, we're going to have another giveaway. Looking forward to that. Y'all have an amazing Sunday. Thank you.